G'day. This is my Seagull Texan, and introducing you to scale air racing. Engine's an OS 120AX, and this is no bullshit. This engine just has a propensity for doing this. Not every time, it's unusual. When the camera's on, it normally doesn't do it. Anyway, this is a quick video just on if you're interested in getting involved in this event. It's fantastic fun, and it's really pretty easy. All the pilots stand inside the course. It's not like traditional pylon racing where you've got to stand inside and also learn to turn around as you round the corners. So it's just like Sunday sport flying, really. So we generally have 4 aircraft per heat. Everyone's just get about a minute to start. Just tuning the engine up now. With 10 inches of pitch, you've just got to be a little bit careful with the needle setting, because they tend to unload in here than more than you imagine. So you just tend to be, it's not on the slightly rich side, but you can go 2 clicks and the engine will go off song at about 8 or 9 laps, or even 7 laps. If you lose 500 RPM, that's good for a second lap. Anyway, just waiting for my turn now. It's been a great model. I think I first raced this in 2009, and I think the following year I ended up coming second at the Adelaide Air Races, which is a biannual event, and the following year ended up taking out first place. So that's the art of pylon racing, is to turn up, not get near cuts, tune your motor each time and don't break the thing landing, and you'll end up at the pointy field. And at the same time I had some fantastic racing, because this class is actually all pretty competitive, really. But the one I'd really suggest you look for is Formula 2 anyway. That's just presenting the aeroplane to the pylon judges. And this event we only had 1 set of lights. So on some of the bigger events we have another set of lights with marshals down the bottom end. So this one's a bit more the honour system. But generally it's monitored by the contest director and the starter. So we're just milling around for the start now. And that vibration there is just turbulence at the lower throttle setting. So I'm just circulating around at half throttle just to try and keep the engine cool. Occasionally I'll spot another aeroplane. So I'm about probably 600 or 700 feet up. I've got a 1,000-foot clearance here. And this is one of the best parts of the event, just diving into the start. So you get a 30-second countdown timer and you all come screaming in. So you notice at the start of the event, some of the starts are a bit ragged, but after a couple of heats, everyone's pretty close. It's really good. It's good to watch, and it's even better to actually be doing it. It's great. And we're just waiting now. Another little tip with the start is not get too high, because the pylon judges, if they have to look up into the sun and lose your model, it can be a little bit of a problem. Anyway, I'm just rolling over the coming now, flat knacker. You can see the pilot area off to the side there, and we're racing. Just watch the wing flex on that. That's been doing that for 10 years. So coming up to pylon 2, so round we go. So I've just hooked in a bit too much, so I've just got to compensate and go back out. And round we go again. This, of course, we had a siding pylon, which I've just passed there. The main thing is to attempt to go around that. If you start cutting inside it, you'll get a warning that if not, you'll get a cut. There's another aeroplane just coming up on now. We're going to call that one a cut. Oops. You can see that wing flexing up. It flexes, I reckon that's about 2 inches. It's funny, you're not really going to do it static, but as I said, it's been doing it a long time. That's the judge's position off to the right there. So as safety is concerned, no one's standing underneath the aeroplane. So there we go. So that's just that siding pylon. So we can another cut. There's no excuses on that one either. It's coming up to another aeroplane there. And once you get used to it, it's just fantastic when you've got another aeroplane in close proximity. There we go. So that's, I've just managed to cut inside that because he's just gone a bit further down the pylon. That's the old trick with racing. Of course, you've got to have the aeroplane rolled onto its side before you hit the pylon and hit the hook in the elevator and zip it out. That one was just a bit of building the drama for the camera there. Probably looks okay on the big screen. camera on this is a little run cam 2 HD, so it's got a 2cm by 3cm aerodynamic profile, and also you can change some of the lens settings. It's a great little camera. We've got 7 or 8 laps I'd say by now. So see another aeroplane up the front there, off to the right, and it's whoops, that's another cut. I've certainly cut myself out of existence in this race. My excuse is I was just gathering footage to promote the event. It's sighting the pylons from outside the course. It doesn't take you long to get used to it. So I'd like to know how many G's that pulls. Anyway, that's the end of it now. For the victory roll. So now while we wait for the stragglers, at speed weekends next year, what we'll be doing is what we did at Cobram, and that is invite the first 2 guys as soon as they've landed, as soon as they've finished the race, just zip out the bottom of the course and do a long flat approach and come in under pylon height. And what we do with the stragglers is just advise them that as they come round the bottom of the course, just to keep a bit of altitude, because they might see an aeroplane landing underneath them. And it saves heaps of time, because if you have a look at this, by the time all aeroplanes are down and shut off, it's near 4 minutes. We can get that down to 2 minutes multiplied by across the rounds. We just get more racing in. And the other little thing I introduced actually at this event, I trialled that at this event, was the best landing, which is sponsored by Kavan, and you get a set of 4-inch wheels. So if you end up in Formula 1 or Formula 2, that's the requirement. And they're really nice lightweight pneumatic, semi-pneumatic wheels. And the other part of that is not just the best touchdown, which was inspired by the Texans, because they're actually quite difficult to land, but not the best touchdown, but also rolling up and clearing the runway as quickly as possible. So I'm just coming in now. I'm just going to overfly an aeroplane on the field. It's just off to the left. It's probably just a bit out of shot there. Trick with the Texan, if you're not feeling in the smart-ass division, is just before the wheels touch, get off the elevator, and it stops them bouncing. Anyway, so I've just killed the motor now and got to roll up to a stop. So if you're going to do that, you want to just get the motor shut down, so just a safety issue. So my caller's just grabbed that, and that's me, yours truly, running up to the air to turn off another